Women, in the true understandings of Islam, have equal rights and responsibilities with men. Surahs from the Quran and Hadiths of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, have reminded this several times. However, misinterpretations of them always occur not just by those who are non-Muslims but also the Muslim society themselves. We have examined ourselves the variety of perspectives from societies given to women. We have seen how brutal women have been treated in the name of Islam. However, the truth is, those who are not kind to women as commanded by the religion are truly those who do not respect Islam's values and teachings of Prophet Muhammad. As Prophet Muhammad once said, "Among my followers, the best of men are those who are best to their wives, and the best of women are those who are best to their husbands. The world and all things in the world are precious, but the most precious thing in the world is a virtuous woman." Since the 8th century, where the Sharia law began to rule, there were all sorts of pre-Islamic and non-Islamic influences. Sonia, an Earlham student from Afghanistan, a country known to have the highest women violence and maternal mortality rates in the world, will explain her thoughts about women rights in Islam based on her own views and her society's perspectives.
I would say the violence in Afghanistan about the women is basically more about the culture and the method, the way the men think about it. I don't think it's about the religion, because Islam itself says like women and men have equal rights. And all those preachers, I think they use Islam as a negative way, the way they interpret about the woman. So the men gave this idea that, okay, this is what Islam says about like how we should behave with our women, and they take it as a more serious case. However, during the Taliban, the concept was that basically the women were not allowed to go with anyone except his husband or his cousins and all these people. And I think it was true, and during the Taliban it's obvious that nobody could do anything because they were the majority, and if anybody would take a step to raise their voice, they would be shut off like really easily. But however, now it's like a lot of changes, especially like in the provinces where the men are really cool to the women.
The
There's a
Quran
lot
has
of
clearly stated that women and men are equal in the eyes of Allah. Gender have no influence in God's judgment. It's the deeds that humans do themselves is what's seen in Islam. Naseem, a Muslim student in Earlham from Kenya, who have lived all her life there until she was 14, would argue that Islam is equal.
Yeah, I don't think Islam is just towards both men and women, and
because
because it doesn't allow like the same rights to both genders, or like it's not divided equally, and men seem to have more freedom to be able to do certain things or participate in certain things than women do, and you could take that maybe in government, or like how
Many
the
societies or
country
culture misunderstood the meanings of some alleged sayings of the Prophet. Sayings such as, "I took a look at paradise and noted that majority of the people there were poor. I took a look at hell and noted that women were the majority." Wrong perceptions or interpretations of this can give an extremely negative impact to Muslim women. We may ask ourselves, how is this hadith authentic or real? If it is against the Quran, Muslims' ultimate guide, written through Muhammad from God. The Prophet Muhammad was extremely sympathetic to Muslim women and was conscious about the special rights of Muslim wives in matrimonial relationships with their husbands. Prophet Muhammad wanted women to have equal rights with men. He said, "The most excellent of you is he who is best in the treatment of his wife." Among the other verses, these hadiths should show his concern about women's rights. Another question that is often asked is about the words of Quran. Is it okay to beat one wife? The Quran says, men are the protectors and maintainers of women because God has given the one more strength than the other and because they support them from their means. Therefore, the righteous women are devoutly obedient and guard in the husband's absence what God would have them guard. As to those women on whose part you fear disloyalty and ill conduct, admonish them first, next refuse to share their beds, and last beat them lightly. But if they return to obedience, seek not against the means, for God is most high. This passage of the Quran may easily be misleading, as readers, often men, will think that it is okay to beat their wives, but unfortunately this is not what the passage means. The part where it says, unless beat them lightly, does not mean men can freely beat their wives. An example of Islam's justice in giving punishment, the Quran explains, seek not against the means. This means that even if one gets to the point where reminders after reminders in the order mentioned in the Quran do not work, one may hit him, but not intentionally hitting them. This may mean that the husband may not physically attack or hurt the woman. It is more like a touch in the heart, so the wife understands the husband's feelings. However, misinterpretations in society still goes on. Many Muslim women are treated harshly, which is clearly against the Quran. There are many cases in which when husband gets angry, he starts beating the wife, torturing them, burning them alive, or killing them in another way. This is not what Allah wants to see. In fact, Allah hates husbands who do not respect his wives. Women are so precious in the perception of Islam, and these men who hurt their wife are truly sinners in the true understandings of Islam. This proves how balanced and justice Islam is to both genders, and that not what all Muslim societies do is liked by the religion. If they do it in the name of Allah, then they misunderstood the true meanings or teachings of the Quran and Prophet Muhammad. We should learn that Islam is not like what have been shown by many societies in the world. Islam cares about women, give the equal rights with men, and of course do not cage them or not let them free to do what they want with no reasons. The only reason for lack of freedom is to protect them, not because Allah prefers men over women. Islam allows women to study, to work, to do anything they want as long as they can protect themselves, as they are given less physical power than men. I hope this presentation helps, and I hope you all have a good day. Thank you.